Everything you've been taught about being a data analyst is outdated. And honestly, it may be holding back your career because while everyone else is obsessing over SQL, Python boot camps, and building that same Titanic dataset portfolio, the actual data analyst role has shifted. Companies today don't care how well you can write code. They care about how well you think, how fast you can find insights, how clearly you can explain what the numbers actually mean, not just what they show. So if you're learning data analytics the old way, you're already behind. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what a modern data analyst needs to know right now in order to stay relevant, get hired, and stand out. Let's get into it. If you're new, my name is Zazo. I'm currently a senior data analyst, and I've been a data analyst for 4 years at this point. Previously, I was in the software engineering space. So I need to give you the harsh truth about data analytics in 2025 and beyond. Data analytics is no longer about building dashboards or just pulling reports. Companies don't just want insights anymore. They want impact. People who can connect data and business. And honestly, that's where a lot of analysts fall short. They know how to make charts, but not how to drive action. The analysts who survive and thrive are the ones who can understand the story behind the numbers. And I see this on a day-to-day. We have some people who are very well versed and be able to connect the two, and we see people that literally just explain their analysis pretty much word for word or number for number, and they aren't able to connect it back to the actual business objectives. It's just at this point random numbers that show something random, but they can't do anything to recommend or impact the business because they cannot connect the two. So if you've been stuck reporting metrics, it's time to start thinking like a data-driven strategist. So now let's talk about tools, because this is what's changing faster than ever. So the first thing is going to be Python and automation. So if you're still manually cleaning data in Excel or Tableau, that's fine, but you're limiting yourself and you're actually limiting the amount of time that you can actually free up. So with Python, and specifically with Pandas, you can automate like 80 to 90% of the repetitive work and instantly makes you more valuable, because you can also spend more time thinking about how what you are seeing or what you have is tying back to the business. So the next thing is going to be SQL mastery. So not just the basics, not just your select all from table where this. That's just not cutting it anymore. So don't just memorize the selects and the joins. Learn to write efficient queries, window functions as well, and optimize performance of these queries. So the next thing is going to be analytics engineering. And this is kind of the new thing and the new way that data analytics or data analysts are kind of going into. What I've realized is the ones who thrive tend to be in this kind of space. So let me give you what that is. So using tools like Snowflake, BigQuery are redefining how analysts or analytics are. If you know how to structure data pipelines, not just analyze them, you're already probably 3 steps ahead of most analysts out there. So the next thing that we cannot ignore is AI. Once again, AI is here. So we can deny it all we want, or we can leverage it. I recommend you leverage it. You learn how to use AI to speed up your work, whether that's generating your SQL queries, summarizing dashboards, like I just mentioned, optimizing SQL queries, or even predicting trends. And like I said, AI is here. It's not replacing analysts. It's replacing analysts who refuse to adapt. And that's true in every part of tech or the job industry in general. So here's the truth. The best analysts aren't actually the ones who are the most technical. They don't have these crazy technical skills and are just coding out a whole bunch of things, writing these super optimized SQL queries, although that is good. They're the ones who can communicate insights clearly and get high executives to actually care about the data. Like I was saying before, I see this day in and day out, and it is actually quite sad because this is where you really shine. At least in my area, there is a very low percentage of people or data analysts that can actually do this correctly and communicate to where it actually matters and actually influences business decisions, which takes you above the rest than just communicating numbers and things on a dashboard. So what I would recommend is that you work on these. Data storytelling. Explain complex ideas simply. Business context. Know what metrics actually drive profit or lead to cost savings. A lot of what I do results in cost savings. So what we have is we have some projections based on all of the things that we automate. We basically calculate how much time that would take a normal person to do and then give it a average salary and just drive the actual task into, or the automation into, dollar values. Because at the end of the day, that's what the executives really understand. They understand business, they understand dollars. So how do you get your metrics into dollars, which is essentially impact? And being proactive. Don't just wait for some type of request. Ask questions, find problems, and bring solutions to the table. So the mind shift from report builder to problem solver, that's how you get noticed and that's how you get promoted. So the line between the data analyst role, data engineer, and data scientist is starting to blur more and more as time goes on. And after the next few years, we're probably going to see a lot less of these pure data analysts. And when I say this, I'm speaking about the one who is just doing the dashboards and just pulling reports. And we're going to see more hybrid ones like analytics engineer, data product manager, and some type of insight strategist. Now, these aren't any set in stone titles, but these are kind of like what I've seen. And none of them are just running reports and building dashboards. So if you want to stay ahead of the game, learn how data connects end to end, from collection to transformation to storytelling. Because the best data analysts will not just answer questions. They help shape what questions get asked in the first place. So if you're a data analyst today, just remember this. The tools will keep changing, but the fundamentals won't. Curiosity, communication, understanding how data drives business results and decisions. Master those, you'll always have a seat at the table. So this is the end of the video. Go ahead and leave me a comment about which skills you're improving on as a data analyst. Leave that in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Love, peace, and chicken grease. See you on the next one.